friends, and welcome back to the Classroom Corner. I'm so happy to have you guys back here. I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. I hope you did a lot of new stuff. Hope you had a lot of fun. And I hope that we are ready and prepared to learn a brand new Bible story, which I am super excited about. Okay, so a little bit of changes. We got a new poster, another new poster, another new poster, and another new poster. So we have 4 new posters. One of them's leaving, but then the three other ones are staying. Which one's gonna stay? Which one's gonna leave? Who knows? We'll have to just find out next week. So, all right. If you remember last week, we wrapped up with our lessons that centered around love, how we should love ourselves, love our neighbors, and how God loves us, and how important love is. And we talked about Paul, we did parables. It was super cool. And we're actually, this unit, we're doing some parables too. Spoiler alert. I'm super excited for those. I love parables. They're awesome. So we're just going to jump right into it. I hope you guys have your adventure boots on. Because, sure, yeah, adventure boots. Hiking boots, adventure boots, sneakers. I hope you guys are ready to walk. Ready to go on an adventure. Because we're going to be traveling a whole lot today. Not actually, unfortunately, but mentally, we're going to be traveling a lot. Because our character in the story today, we're actually doing 2 stories in one. Whoa, crazy. I know, right? We're actually going to be doing 2 stories, and we're going to be learning about someone who did a lot of traveling. And it's going to be super excited. So it's going to be 2 of everything. 2 songs, 2 crafts. Or not 2 songs. 2 crafts. 2 stories. 2 poster pieces. We're just really starting off the month just like we're ready to roll. So, alrighty. We're going to go ahead and start with the story. Alright, so, wait, before we start the story, do you guys remember who Moses is? Think in your brain. What? We've talked about him many times before, and he did something super important. So think in your brains, what could it possibly be? Any ideas? Hold on to that idea. Let's see if you're right. So Moses, pretty much the number one thing that he's known for is he was the one who received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai from God, which was super cool. And he journeyed a long, for a long time. There we go, that's what I was trying to say, for a long time. And he did some really cool stuff. So he's brought up in here. So I had to make sure you guys know who Moses is before we move on. So Joshua, so there's a guy named Joshua, and Joshua was Moses' helper. After Moses died, because unfortunately Moses did not live forever, he had to die at some point. So after Moses died, God told Joshua to keep on going and lead the people over to the Jordan River. So, by the people, so Moses went and he wanted to set the people, God's people free, because they were being sent to work as slaves. We did this whole story in VBS actually last year, which is really cool. Look at that. So the Israelites were slaves working in Egypt, and it was not good conditions, and it was a really sad time. But Moses convinced the Pharaoh to let his people go. We did that whole thing with like the Pharaoh and going to Pharaoh, and then the 10 plagues, and like let my people go, and all that. Hopefully you guys remember that. That was like the highlight of the whole week of VBS last year. That was my favorite day by far. It was Tuesday. It was the day we did that. So we did that, and so they were walking for the 40 days, or years. 40 years. Yes, it was 40 years. So they were walking for 40 years. Sorry about that. So they were walking for 40 years, and they were walking a long time, and Moses unfortunately could not make it that whole way. So Joshua had to step up. So we're walking, and we're trying to keep on going here. God told Joshua to keep on going and lead people to the Jordan River. God said that the Israelites would go onto the land that God had promised to give them. So this is it. This is the promised land. It's happening. They've been waiting a very, very long time for this. But it is happening. And they would have a land that stretched far and wide. So it's this great promised land. Think in your brains, if you had an idea of like your promised land, like the land of your dreams, what would you have in your land? So God said to Joshua, I will be with you just like I was with Moses. I will never leave you. Be brave and strong, because you are the one who's going to lead my people. Do everything I told Moses to do, exactly as I said. Always remember the instruction scroll, and do everything that is written in it. Don't be afraid. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So there you go. So, I mean, you think about it. So Moses was this great guy. Like he was awesome. He did all these amazing things, and he helped so many people. So you gotta imagine Joshua being handed that role is probably just like, like, oh my gosh, wait, this is like, you might be a little bit stressed, you might be a little bit overwhelmed. But God's here to comfort Joshua, and he's like, I will be with you just like I was with Moses, and I will never leave you. Be brave and strong, because you are the one who's going to lead my people. Do everything as I told Moses to do, exactly as I said. Always remember the instruction scroll, and do everything that is written in it. So that's a lot of instructions. Like that's a lot of that's a lot of stuff to do. It's like follow the scrolls and all this and all that. So it's a lot of stuff. But he finishes it up with don't. It says here don't, but same thing. Do not be afraid. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So that was a promise to Joshua. And do you guys think Joshua believed him, or do you think Joshua was like, no, no, I don't think so, God. I'm good. Like, no, of course not. Joshua was like, all right, you know what? This may be a little bit overwhelming, but I know I can do it because I have God with me. So there you go. That is the story. Part 1 of the story for today. So we're going to go ahead and glue the poster piece right now. If I can, yes, there it is. I have to make sure I pick the right one. So, our poster piece poster, sure we'll go with that. Our poster piece poster is this beautiful sunflower one here. It's just like the heart one actually, except it's with sunflowers, which is, I thought was pretty cool. I meant to show this to you guys before I glue it. But here is Joshua looking at the instruction scroll, and I got glue on me, and following exactly what God told him to do. And you can't see God there, but I know for a fact that God was there helping him along the way. So there you go. Now the craft, oh, I grabbed the wrong craft. The craft, I think so. Is this the right craft? I think so. Okay. Because there's 2 of everything here, so hopefully this is the craft. If not, it won't be too bad. So the craft is an envelope. So this is just a good old envelope here. So for this one, they gave a template for the envelope, and then you just folded it. But you can use a regular envelope and just decorate it. I think that would be a little bit easier to make instead of just making an envelope from like a piece of paper. So you can go ahead and get a plain envelope. And it says, I remember. And it's an envelope. And there's nothing in the envelope. So just by going off of what it says on the front and the fact that it has nothing in it, we can put something in it. What do you think we could put in it? What do you think we would want to put in it that relates to the Bible story? Thinking of brains. Think so hard that your brain knowledge is transferring to my brain. So it's something that we could do. Or something that we're hopefully going to do, is, I just realized I never glued this. I should glue it, but you guys get the point. It's an envelope. It's not too much rocket science. So Joshua needed to remember that God was with him through this whole entire time. So that's something that we can remember too. So we can go ahead and we can write something down that just a reminder that, like, hey, you know what? God loves you. God's there for you. God will always be there no matter what. And we can go ahead and put it in the envelope, and if we ever forget, then we can just look at this and be like, I remember. What do I remember? And they'd be like, God loves you. And I'm like, oh, well, look at that. So it can be a nice reminder. Or something even better that you could do is you could hand it to a parent or an adult, and you can write something in it and say, like, okay, in like a month or so, give this back to me. And then hopefully they keep track of it. And then after that month is over, they can give it back to you, and then you're gonna probably not remember what's in it, but then you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, like God loves me, or whatever you choose to write in it, something about God or something about love. But it's a nice little way to remember it. And also it's really cool to get like old letters from yourself. It's super neat. So there you go. That's the craft for today. That's the unglued craft done by me today. Hopefully your guys' envelopes are glued. I don't know why I didn't bother to glue, but I didn't. So sorry about that. Alright. So that was the craft. That was a poster piece. But hold on. We're not ready for the dice yet. We're actually going to jump in straight into a brand new story. It's not brand new. It's actually a continuation of what we were just talking about. So here we go. We get to learn about Joshua again. Take a sip of water real quick. So we get to continue following along with Joshua. So we're just gonna keep on going. So do you guys remember their destination? We just talked about it. What was their destination that they were trying to get to? And God was like, you must go with your people to some place. Do you remember what the place is called? Well, think in your brains and we'll find out what it is together. So, when Joshua and the Israelites got to the Jordan River, that's what it was. So they wanted to go to the Jordan River because they had to cross it. And they camped there for 3 days. So, how many days? 3. Perfect. Then Joshua's officers told the people that when they saw the priest carrying the Lord's chest, they should follow it. Joshua said, I love this little line here because Joshua's like, get ready. God's going to do some great things. I love that. Because that not only applies to this story, but it applies to the world in general, and any situations in general. It's like, get ready. God's going to do something awesome. Which is so true. So God is going to do great things. He told the priests to lift the chest and go in front of the people. Joshua told them that when they got to the Jordan River, they would stand still in the water. Whoa. Okay, now hold on. You guys hopefully have seen a river, or if you have not seen a river, you've hopefully heard of a river. You have water, and usually, some rivers are calm and all that, but this was not the case for the Jordan River. The Jordan River was this rushing river, and it was always going super fast, and it was really hard to like walk through it, because the river just went so fast. So Joshua was saying that they would stand still in the water. And remember, this water is going super fast. So it's like, I can only imagine how the people would be like, I'm sorry, what? They would be a little bit confused because they're like, how are we supposed to stand in a river that's going way too fast for anybody to stand in it besides even cross it? So now, God's here, obviously. God is here in this story. He's always there. But what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're actually going to be able to stand still in that water? Do you think, and if you do think that they're going to be able to stand still in the water, how do you think that's going to happen? What way do you think what way do you think that might happen? So let's see if your guess is right. So when the priest's feet touched the ground, the river stopped flowing, and the people crossed the river on dry ground. So this is crazy. So they go and they're just starting to walk in the river, and the river just and then there's dry land. It's dry land. There was 2 seconds ago there was water rushing past it, but it's dry land, and like, whoa, like that's so cool. Could you imagine being there and seeing the water part and being able to walk through that? That would be so cool. I lost my place. So they crossed the river, the river Jordan, the Jordan River on dry ground. So then, when all the people finished crossing the river, the Lord told Joshua to choose 12 men to pick up stones from the middle of the riverbed. Joshua told them, when your children ask what these stones mean, tell them what God did here. So he's saying, all right, we're going to build something with these stones, and they're going to, that's not the way I was done. And then when their kids tell, or like why are these stones here? And I would be like, hey, let me tell you a story here about the time that God parted the Jordan River. Like, that's so cool. So the men stacked the 12 stones at the camp. Joshua also chose 12 stones and set them up in the middle of the riverbed. And the craziest thing, the stones are still there in real life, which is so, so neat. So, there you go. So they built the stones to say thank you. Because they went and they picked it up from the riverbed. So, because the stones usually would have been wet, but they were not. They were dry because the river was parted. So it's a nice way to kind of put it there to remember why everything happened. So that's super cool. So there you go. There's our little adventure from Joshua not being a little bit nervous to take Moses' place and to crossing the Jordan River. There you go. That is our Joshua adventure ended. But that's really cool. That's such a cool story. You can definitely learn a lot from Joshua and pretty much everybody in the Bible, but Joshua especially. All right, so we have another poster piece, and we're gonna go ahead and show you the poster piece here. So here we have Joshua and some of his little helpers helping him build that stone. Or take the stones from the riverbed and building that monument to give thanks to God. So there we go. We have 2 sunflowers already. We're already halfway done with the poster piece. What? It's crazy. And now we're going to go over Bible verses, which I actually forgot to. So the first story, how we were talking about how, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, there we go. That works perfectly. Look at that. So we were talking about how Joshua was being a little bit, he was a little bit scared, and a little bit nervous. I mean, I would be too, if I'm being honest. I don't know of a person who wouldn't be. I mean, those are some very, very big shoes to fill. And it's just a new thing for him too, so. But God told him to be brave and strong, and that comes from Joshua. Oh, look at that. He has a book named after him. Chapter 1, verse 6a, because it's not the whole entirety of the verse there. But, so there we go. We have that one. And let me read it from the story here. Be brave and strong, because you are the one who's going to lead my people. So there you go. And the be brave and be strong, God's not just saying that to Joshua. He's saying that to you too. He's saying be brave and be strong, because you are awesome. I think they are the exact same. Okay, so we have a really cool poster piece here. Or not a poster piece, but we have a really cool poster here. It's talking about how communities grow, and the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. And then we go over here, and it says the exact same, oh, you can't see it. There we go. It worked. So the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9c. So there you go. I know, I realize this 2 posters say the same thing, but repetition is always good. So there you go. So no matter what, and this, again, he was talking to Joshua, but he's not just talking to Joshua. He's also talking to you guys, saying that the Lord your God is with you wherever you go, no matter what. Which is awesome. So there we go. So now for the craft, we're just bouncing all over the place. So for the second craft, actually, not even the first craft, we have this little tag here. I didn't have it. I'm going to skip forward a tiny bit because you can't see it, maybe. Can you see that? Oh, glare. Come on, work with me here. There we go. Okay. So I think it says the same thing. Yes, it says the same thing on both sides. It said, God is with me wherever I go, and it has a lighthouse. Check that out. My favorite thing. And then we have a sailboat on the other side, and this is a tag. So what you can do is you glue it, but I forgot to glue it just like I did the envelope. Whoopsie. Hopefully you would glue it. Or you would take a piece of paper, and then you could fold it in half, and then you could actually do this with a hole punch instead of cutting out a square, because that's a little complicated. And what this is a tag, so you can go ahead and tape it, staple it, or put a string around it, or do whatever you need to. And then you can go ahead and attach it to maybe a backpack, a bag, maybe a doorknob, or just put it wherever. Put it somewhere though where it will follow you and it'll be with you wherever you go, just like God is. So backpack would be the most ideal because you take your backpack a lot of places. Of course, now you're not taking it as many places as you usually would be, but just somewhere where it could follow you because God follows you wherever you go, and so will this tag. So there you go. And then you can color it and decorate it. You can add a lighthouse. That would be awesome because lighthouses are amazing. So there you go. That is the 2 crafts, and now it's time to roll the dice. So here we go. We're gonna roll it, and we got this one last week, but we're gonna do it again. All right. So therefore, you should treat people in the same way that you want people to treat you. That comes from Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. So there you go. There is the Bible verse. We were talking about that last unit and how we were talking about the golden rule and how we want people to treat others and how we want other people to treat us. So it's a good old time and it's a good reminder. So there you go. All right. And now we are going to it's the song of the week, but I forgot to do the song of the week. I know. I knew I was forgetting something. Brave and strong. I'm like going through all the Christian songs that I know. Oh, there's gotta be one that we haven't used. We're running out of them. I mean, we're not running out of them, but we're running out of ones that relate to the story. You know what? All right. And this might be because I didn't think of one. My bad. But go ahead and find a song that relates to the story. Find a song that reminds you that you are brave. Wait. More Than Conquerors. Run Collective. If you just search More Than Conquerors, it should be there. I think I've already used that one though. There was another one that was coming to mind. Confidence. Okay, confidence. There you go. Boom. Confidence. That's perfect. All right. Did it on the fly, but it's okay. So confidence. I can't recall who it's from, but if you just search confidence and maybe add like Christian song on there, it should come up. It's really cool. I was going to teach you guys that song, but it's because it has fun motions to it that I came up with, and a lot of my friends came up with on the Crystals weekend that I went on. And it's such a fun song, and it's an empowering song, and it reminds you that you are brave and you are strong. So it worked out perfectly. Look at that. It's a wonderful song. And I wish I could have been able to teach it to you guys because it's so much fun. It has a lot of motions. You have a lot of movement. I have fun dancing along to it just on my own. So I can only imagine how it would be if we did it in the classroom. So there we go. So now that concludes our classroom corner. That seemed to go by so quick, but we're also like running like over time. So I'm so sorry. But I hope this went by nice and quick because I've just having a lot of fun. We were doing a lot of stuff too. So there we go. So we're going to go ahead and say the Lord's Prayer. I'm going to go ahead and say one line, then you're going to repeat the line, and we're going to go back and forth. It would be really awkward for me because I can't hear you, but if you go ahead and repeat the line after me, then it'll be just like if we were in the classroom, and just like normal. So, all right, let's bow our heads and pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. And there you go. That concludes our classroom corner for this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you guys smile. I hope you guys laugh. I hope you guys try something new. I hope you guys are being entertained. And just having a good old time, staying active, and just being the amazing kids that you guys are. I miss you guys so much. I miss being in the classroom with you guys. But I know that one day, like I was saying before, I need to get a rainbow in here. That's what I need to do. But one day, we will be able to see that rainbow and we will get out of this storm. But for right now, we're stuck in quarantine on the Ark. But we will get out and we will see that rainbow. So, there you have it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and... Oh, for next week's lesson, I think we're doing a parable. I'm pretty sure. I know we're doing a parable sometime soon, so it'll be super exciting. Because I love parables. They're awesome. I hope you guys like them too. So, I love you. God loves you. And you are just amazing. Don't ever, ever, ever forget that. So, yeah. Alright, I will see you guys next week with a new, amazing, awesome story. Alright, bye-bye.